about the most recent album from Chariot, New Horizon Dawns. One thing I noticed from, especially in respect to the previous album had a lot of mid-tempo songs, whereas this new album is full of hard-hitting gems, and it's
faster,
like an orgy of riffs, was this a deliberate approach to the new album?
We've always had a fairly simplistic way. Excuse me. We've always had a fairly simplistic way to making albums, and that is we'll get a majority of riffs together, and then once we've made about 5 or 6 songs and we think they're worthy of putting them on the album, that's where we get sort of towards. There's no conscious writing.
It just happened like that.
Yeah, it's just literally wherever the riffs take you. Maybe stuff that you're listening to, although the majority of stuff I still listen to is old stuff like AC/DC and Iron Maiden and anything Purple, loads of old stuff I still listen to this day, and Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. So the kind of thing, your influences, they become sort of not conscious, but also new stuff as well, like I like some of the British Lion stuff and Voodoo Six.
British Lion, you said?
Yeah, British Lion.
Steve
Harris, who's been very influential on my life.
Yeah, it's from London also, not far from you, from Leighton. Steve Harris, no?
My life has run a parallel with Iron Maiden ever since the start.
So Steve Harris in particular too?
Maiden, yeah, but like obviously then going on tour with Steve and Iron Maiden, with Dirty Deeds.
Oh yes,
my band.
Your pre-band.
In the middle.
Between one
Chariot was 10 years, and then Dirty Deeds was 10 years, and then this.
Did you know Steve Harris since you lived close to each other?
Yeah. Of course, went to Christmas parties and things like that. Yeah. Obviously on tour, I got to know them all really well, but but as usual, you go back into your lives and your stuff. But the parallels are, my brother used to play guitar. That's where my getting into hard rock, and then he's 5 years older. His first singer for his band was Paul Di'Anno.
Okay.
Right, so they were called Feedback, and then it was Bird of Prey. If you have a look at the Iron Maiden family tree, you'll see a tail off from Paul Di'Anno, and it'll be Bird of Prey. Well, my brother that was his band. He was the guitarist. So then it went from there. And then we just seem to run a parallel all the time, going to see Maiden at the Ruskins, and then Chariot, the cart and horses. Not so much the cart and horses for me. I did that. It was more the Ruskins for me, seeing Maiden at the Ruskins, and then obviously meeting them and then going on tour and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay, the album title, New Horizon Dawns, is that a reference to the immediate future for Chariot?
No, it's kind of the world.
Okay.
Right, so I've been watching a lot of, space documentaries and things like that, and they reckon in the future, obviously when the sun explodes, but this is way into the future, so we're going to have to look for a new planet Earth. So it's a little bit, but it's only one track, and there's a track called New Horizon Dawns.
Okay.
But loosely, I just called it that because I thought it was a good title. I don't go too deep into these things.
Okay.
It's about the human race going to a new Earth, that's all.
Okay, what about, one of my favorite tracks from the album is What Have We Become? What is that about?
That's about today.
That is, okay.
Right, so, it's just crazy what goes on today. Gangs on the streets killing themselves and
London especially.
Fighting for territories over drugs. It's mainly drugs and money.
Yeah.
They can make a lot of money really fast, can't they?
Yeah.
So why they'd want to go and work in a factory, they ain't gonna, are they? They're going to,
Take the easy way.
take the easy way, although it's not the easy way, is it? Because they soon realise that the realistic future is they might not be here for their future, and yet they're having families. They're having kids and wives, and they're devastating families as well, and they don't seem to realise that.
So I'm guessing songs like Pray for Your Life is also about this theme, I guess.
Well, sorry, I just want to make another point.
Sure,
so
go ahead.
the first verse, though, of that is the rich also, the elite, taking the majority of the world's wealth and keeping it for themselves. So there's no productivity running down to anybody that's working. So that's where they can get cheap labour from abroad. So why are they going to employ people from the country to do the jobs? Because they don't want to pay them a decent wage. God forbid they have to take more of their profits out of it. So it's kind of my cynical ass view on, the injustices I see, I think.
Okay, well, Silver Blade, for example, it strikes me as a perfect song to play live with all those riffs. How did the music of that song come together?
Riffs, again,
Yeah.
just me literally
Yourself.
sitting down, suddenly a riff will come out, and then I'll get 2 or 3 riffs together. Jeff will come round, because I've got a studio bottom of my garden.
Yeah, I'll come to that in a sec.
Yeah, and then we'll just start jamming how it should go, different sort of versions of stuff. And then for me, then the lyrics come last. So wherever...
So usually the lyrics tend to come last.
Yeah. So I don't have a focus on what the song riff normally dictates what the actual detail of the words are going to be. So, and then Silver Blade, yeah, it just comes out. I don't know why. 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll wake up and there's a title there, or I'll get a melody line and stuff like that, and that's how a lot of these things. That is really odd.
Yeah, you never plan for them. I also loved very much the album sound. Did you produce it?
Yeah.
Okay, and you've also recently produced an EP for Air Force, right?
Air Force.
So is this something you would like to focus more time on in future, the sound production, sound engineering?
I think so. As we're getting older,
Yeah.
as I'm getting a bit on, and Chariot, we like to do the festivals and stuff like that. We still love playing, but we don't want to just go and play pubs and clubs anymore. We're too old for that.
Yeah.
But we love to do these festivals like we've done the Hard Rock Hell, in Sheffield, New Week. That was a fantastic festival for us to do.
In Wales? Okay.
It was in Wales, but then they done this new wave of British heavy metal one in Sheffield.
I remember, yeah. I had many friends that went there.
And that was fantastic as well. And the cross section, the bands and the fans that come to it. And it's a really important thing, because it just shows you that there is such a vitality for, kind of classic rock that still exists, and it's out there. It's harder to play. We find it harder to play. If I want to play the Underworld, I've got to hire it. So that shows you.
Yeah, so, we've been speaking about the most recent album of Chariot. So what do you remember about the first album of Chariot, The Warrior? We're recording that album. What are your memories of?
Really exciting. It was really exciting. We didn't know who it was that was producing it.
You didn't know?
No, we didn't know. No, it was Matthew Fisher from Procol and John Edmed. I can't remember what band he was in, but he was a guitarist anyway. And he was. I'm sorry, I'm moving about.
No, it's okay.
He was, it was their studio, and they were very excited on, producing the album, and we, us being very, novices in sort of going in, it was just exciting to put our tracks down and stuff like that. Didn't quite. The drums for me didn't come out quite good. That snare I'm not a lover of on the Warrior, but you learn as you go, because the second album I think is better production.
It was more probably successful.
It's more,
the second album.
it was more aggressive sounding.
Burning Ambition.
Yeah, you learn as you go, as a band as well.
You're mentioning as a band. Over the years, the lineup has been relatively stable of Chariot. Relatively speaking. Why do you? Well, in your opinion, what is that due?
I think because we're mates. So even when we'd split up, I'd still see Jeff and John, and we'd still go for a beer and things like that. And and we've still got that common thing. There was no band like Chariot. Even though I was in Dirty Deeds and playing with Tony Newton from Voodoo Sing Sang, Simon Dawson was the original drummer in Dirty Deeds, who plays for British Lion now.
Okay.
Right, so Simon was the original drummer for Dirty Deeds.
Tony Newton also played with Chariot,
yeah, so did Simon. And then it got changed to Dirty Deeds, and then that's when Barry Fitzgibbon come in. And then I think Simon then went to Near Death Experience, they were called. They were a bit thrashy, sort of. I don't know, but. And then, so that was sad. And then we had a drummer called Jules came in, who was good and stuff like that. And then eventually Dave Cavell come in, and he really was, he was a fierce drummer.
And Tony Newton, did some production for Iron Maiden, some sound engineering.
Well, he's doing it now. He produced a live thing for Iron Maiden, the last recent thing, and it's come out absolutely fantastic. He really is a great producer.
There's always that connection with Iron Maiden.
Well, I've always been mates with Tony and stuff like that, so we always got together, even on this album. He mastered it for me, so I went to the studio and added some EQs and some, nice highs and lows, and made it more aggressive sounding. So me and Tony have always been mates.
Okay, back to the New Horizon Dawns to wrap up this brief conversation. Are there any definite plans to take the album on the road, or at least in some festivals in mainland Europe especially? Just
festivals. We're in a process of we're doing one in France with Gang and Spirit. At the moment, we're just a one club.
One organised by someone from Gang, yeah?
We're trying to get something to do in South America, but that's been put back because of obviously the things going on in South America at the moment.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff going on, so it's been put back, unfortunately.
I don't think you've ever been there, have you?
No, never. But we've got a big Brazilian following that they really want us to come out, but it's always money. All the time it's always money.
Yeah.
So it's a real pain, but unfortunately that's what drives bands and drives music. We've always got to come up with the funds to do these things. And, but the album, I think, really has come out brilliant, and the guys have played, fantastic as always on there. But we'll be trying to do some festivals later in the year and stuff like that.
Okay.
So look out for Chariot on Facebook.